Let's get this show started right now with somebody, woo! Speaking of bad, oh man, my man Jonathan Majors is having major issues, and they're going to worsen as more alleged victims cooperate with the DNA. Let me get the facts out there first. Okay, so we know that he had an incident, what was it, March 25th, allegedly harassment and a choking incident with a woman he knew. All right, that fast forwards to this part that I think everyone was caught off guard. He released the text messages that he thought would show his innocence, but for many of the insiders and the people he worked with, oh, they had the opposite effect, and more questions were asked than answered. Namely, why the woman had lost consciousness, right? Someone in the industry said it read like a bad Lifetime movie, and that gave everyone pause, right? So then a Broadway actor comes out and says, good, finally he will stop doing what he's done to many other people. This is before all these other alleged victims have come forward. So now basically everyone in the industry is watching him lose project after project. He was dropped by his PR firm, etc. And they're all just sitting there saying on pause, we're waiting for what Marvel does. Because if Marvel says it's a wrap on Jonathan Majors, man, you know, this whole cancel culture stuff, it's just got really real for him, and he's already going through it. But my first thought was this, because all this is still alleged, and even the victim tried to come and support Jonathan Majors, but it seemed like that was discarded because there's so much collateral evidence. There's already the court of public opinion that seems like it's already made him guilty. And when that Broadway actor came out and said what he said, then everyone said, we all have to pause. What do you guys feel about snowball victims? If you never heard that term, a snowball victim is someone who was actually victimized but didn't say anything in the moment. You know how we talk it in sports, right? Someone who got fouled in the first quarter, but they wait to the fourth quarter to call that foul when you fouled them. So snowball victims are people who wait for it to have momentum, wait for someone else to say something first, and then they come out. A lot of times they're met with suspicion, and a lot of times they're met with acceptance. It's an interesting conversation because this case that is supposed to be innocent till proven guilty was certainly swayed, or at least the perception has been now, by these snowball victims. But where were they before March 25th is the conversation. And how much impact will they have on this? For me, obviously, I can't sit there and say one way or the other, but my spidey sense is telling me that in this situation that we don't know half of what's going down. He is in an altercation with someone that supposedly he called the police to help her. And then all of a sudden it flips where now he is the one who has caused the harm and she's the victim. Already, that was a little weird. Then she tries to support him and corroborate his story, but that's not the same story she said at the hospital. Now we got another turn. Then we got another turn where I don't know what lawyer and what law firm he has, but obviously it costs more than the one I have. But this was a mistake to me. Who in the hell is letting out evidence that's supposed to help you and didn't read through it enough to know that wasn't foolproof support of Jonathan Majors? I easily read that as these insiders read it, like, wait a minute, that's what you said happened? If you said that happened, then why did this occur? It really just made you open up Pandora's box more than you did before those messages. Plus, I was taught never say anything to the police and never say anything to the public, but I'm not in this situation right now. This firestorm is being weighed out in the court of public opinion. Oh man, it's a lot to see here because you would hate to see him fall from such heights. And it seemed like just yesterday he got to that level, and already it seems like he's being pulled down. Whatever happened, the truth will set him free. And I hope that he did the right thing in that moment, because if not, ain't no covering it up, because now them snowballs are coming.